Welcome to another episode of Loyalty360's Thought Leadership and Loyalty series. Today we're here with HelloWorld, which allows brands to create unforgettable interactions, drive customer demand, and accelerate growth.
Hi, I'm Michaela Baxter, Senior Director of Loyalty at HelloWorld. We're a digital solutions provider really at the cross-section of promotions and loyalty.
So how can brands shake up their loyalty offerings without shaking up their business?
Well, first, I think that loyalty programs should support a brand's value proposition and their customer experience, not shake it up or create a new experience. And what's important to do, one of the first things that brands should be doing is listening to their customers. So if they're seeing participation in the program wane off, or if metrics are starting to flatten out, go to your customers, ask them what their pain points are, ask them what's delighting them, find out what they want and need, and then develop strategies and tactics to really enhance and evolve the program around those wants and needs. This isn't a revolutionary idea for sure, but in the age of big data where we have so much information, I think we tend to rely on the data that's in front of us when we really should be stepping away from the laptop, going and talking to our customers, and really understanding what they want from the loyalty program.
And what are some of the new trends in loyalty that you've been seeing lately?
Yeah, so blockchain is a huge trend, an emerging trend that I think will start to disrupt loyalty programs in the near future. If you don't know about blockchain, Loyalty360 has written about it as well as other publications, and I strongly encourage you to go research it. I'm not the expert, but it is a new technology that will start disrupting the loyalty marketplace. In terms of things that we're seeing today, there's some interesting evolutions to both the Sephora and the Amazon programs recently that I think are hinting at some trends that we're seeing in the space. So both Sephora and Amazon launched brand-owned social channels or communities where program members, where you need to be a member of the program in order to participate or contribute. Sephora's is called Beauty Insider Community and Amazon's is called Spark. And what I think is really interesting about these two developments in the loyalty space is, one, it's showing a reversal of trends of brands using third-party social networks as a customer touch point. And they largely use them because of the reach and scale that those networks provided. But we're seeing that start to reverse and brands wanting to develop their own platforms where they can. And the second thing is the brands wanting to control and own more of the customer experience. So developing their own platforms is one way to do that. And at the same time, they're owning all of that data as a result of engagement with those platforms.
What are some of the brands that are paving the way with some non-traditional tactics?
I think, we hear a lot about the trailblazers like Amazon and Sephora and American Express, but we don't talk a lot about some of the smaller emerging programs kind of bubbling up in this space. And I think that there's a lot of movement around the payment space. So Drop is a great example of a new player in the U.S. market. Drop is an app-based program targeting millennials where you earn rewards for everyday purchases at your favorite retailers simply by linking your credit card that you use at those retailers. And so this being able to make the payment experience frictionless or have less friction, it alleviates a lot of the pain points that customers today have with loyalty programs. And I think it's something we're going to continue to see more in the near future in terms of loyalty evolutions.
And which industries are behind the loyalty curve and which are exceeding the curve?
I think that industries that rely on the traditional view of loyalty, where you purchase something and earn points or purchase something and get a discount or an offer, are behind the curve. And when I look broadly at the loyalty landscape within specific industries, QSR is one that stands out as kind of fitting that mold of being more in the traditional space. And unfortunately, what that means is that you're creating more transactional relationships with customers. And the irony here is that QSR actually has a lot of opportunity to enroll some of those customer touch points, whether in the restaurant or in the app and to create deeper emotional connections with the brands, they're just missing the opportunity to do so on a broad scale when you look across loyalty programs in that space today. Retail, on the opposite side, while the foundation of many of those programs are still the traditional spend and get type model, there are pockets of brands within the retail space that are really leveraging unique experiences, exclusive services, brand engagement to build stronger loyalty with their customers. Amazon is one, Sephora, Nordstrom, American Eagle. They're all looking beyond just the transactional elements of their program to try to deliver deeper relationships with their customers and ultimately build stronger loyalty.
And how can brands use loyalty programs to measure customer sentiment and customer experience? And how can these findings be applied across all businesses?
Yeah, so I think that loyalty programs first are a great audience to go and ask your best customers about how they feel about your brand. The audience is there. The mechanic to provide an incentive to do so is there as well. How you do that could vary. It could be a survey within your program, a poll, or you can look beyond some of those traditional measures and look at social sentiment within the program. Dig into customer service data to really understand where your biggest customer complaints are coming from. That can give you an idea of sentiment around the brand and around the program, because we're not just talking about Net Promoter Score. We're talking about how your customers feel about your brand and what they think about your brand. So kind of looking at metrics beyond just what you're getting from the transactional data in the loyalty program is important. And what we found is when we do that, you'll see information start coming up around how you can improve your operations, your employee training, your marketing, and just by listening to some of those insights that you gather from customers.
And for brands looking to make the most of their loyalty data, what are some considerations that they should keep in mind? What are some of the best practices for evaluating this data?
Sure. So like with any business challenge in front of you, starting with a solid strategy is important. Focus your efforts on identifying a key set of business questions that you want to answer. In an era of data everywhere, that could create a lot of noise. And so by having strategies that help filter out some of that noise, it will be incredibly important for you to really understand what's going on in your program and how you can take action against those insights. Part of that strategy is determining a handful of metrics that are essential to driving growth in your business. Understanding the metrics that are the key business drivers, incredibly important. A couple of other considerations. The value of understanding your customers' wants and needs will be greater than the value of understanding their transactions. So one best practice that we like to implement is looking beyond the transactional data that you gather through the program to help answer some of those business questions you have. It might not always be in the data. The data doesn't always tell the full story. And then the second consideration here is to really think about how you will take action on the data you're collecting, and then how you'll use that data to enhance the customer experience and make it more meaningful for your best customers.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here today, and we appreciate your time and all of your insights.